Yes, I'm late as hell. Move on. Another one? Okay, sweet, here we go. Boys. When the YouTube big dogs put out the call to the world to make a video, you gotta do it, you know? And what's this one about? Horror. Oh. I've never been a massive horror guy. It's not that I don't like the genre, it's not that I'm too scared to watch horror or anything, I just never really have. My parents aren't big on it because mum gets scared and dad just really doesn't seem to care. Hell, I only just watched Halloween for the first time like a week ago. But you know what? There is one scene. Like I said, I don't scare easy. Anymore. You see, when I was about 7 or 8, my parents thought that my brothers and I had reached an age where we could start watching some more grown-up movies, and we watched a movie that shook me to my core. And that movie was Spider-Man, baby! It's always Spider-Man! Okay, so maybe not the whole movie, but there was one scene that scared us so much, we had to turn off the movie, and we weren't allowed to watch any other superhero movies for something like 2 years. And what was that scene? Why, what else? This fucking body horror. I mean, holy shit. Is that cum? Why does it come from his... And that scene is the birth of the Green Goblin. Now I hear you crying.
But CJ Brown Table already did a video about the birth of Doc Ock. You're just copying him, do something original, you worthless piece.
Yes. And what about this scene scared me so much as a child? Well, I think there's a few things. Obviously, Sam Raimi is a fantastic horror filmmaker who directed the best horror movie of all time, and I will die on that hill. And the scene is directed like something straight out of The Evil Dead. The atmosphere is just dripping with tension. The camera is constantly moving around the space in a slow, intimate way, placing the viewer right in the scene, with even a little shake to give the slightest impression of handheld camera work. The edit is slow and purposeful, holding on every shot until the perfect moment, only cutting to a wide to show how isolated and alone the characters are. The set is lit so that the outer area is darker than the middle, to show the darkness creeping in on our characters. The score has a foreboding and understated tone that keeps you on the edge of your seat, so that even people who aren't familiar with the character know that something bad is about to go down, and are preparing themselves for the horror that's to come. And of course, the performances. Willem Dafoe is, as always, perfect. We've seen earlier in the movie that Norman might not be the best of guys.
Dad, these are public school kids. I'm not showing up for the field trip and the rolls.
What, you want me to trade in my car for a Jetta just because you flunked out of every private school I ever sent you to?
It wasn't for me.
And here we get to see him as he truly is. An obsessed, overzealous, self-aggrandizing businessman who has nowhere else to turn. Dafoe shows us through his performance. He's stern, calm, and collected on the outside, but we can see in his eyes that he might not be so sure about what he's about to do. He puts on a display of confidence, smashing the bottle, giving a big speech.
40,000 years of evolution and we barely even tapped the vastness of human potential.
But really we know that he's as unsure as us about what he's about to undertake. And when the smartest person in the room is that nervous, it only serves to raise the tension. And now we're here. The music builds and shit starts to hit the fan. I can still vividly remember being utterly terrified the first time I saw this scene. When Norman's eyes rolled back up into his head, I freaked the fuck out. My brothers and I were so horrified by what our child eyes were witnessing that our parents decided maybe we weren't ready for superhero flicks and that we'd have to wait a little longer. But what exactly makes it so scary? I mean, something must have. It scared me for a reason, right? Right. The music has started blaring over the scene, and the tone has changed from a foreboding, understated wail to a loud, bombastic and frightening howl. The edit and camera work remained very similar to how they were in the first half of the scene, but the shots are now pushing in on the action instead of just following the characters around. First half of the scene serves to pull you into this experience, and the second half forces you closer than you could ever want to be. And of course, Willem Dafoe. Mixed with those eyes and the terrified shrieks paired with Ron Perkins' Mendel Stromm, who's clearly just as terrified as Norman, frantically trying to save his employer's life until he seemingly fails, scared the ever-living shit out of me as a kid. But just when you think it's over, Raimi hits you with the final, bone-chilling scare. And yes, don't be fooled by this film's age rating. This is a true horror movie scare. Norman jumps back to life and we're hit with not one, but 2 horror movie zooms. 2 of them! Norman takes Strom by the neck, holding him with one hand, choking him out, and with a single, chilling line.
Back to formula.
The Green Goblin, a true movie monster in every sense of the phrase, shows off his newfound strength by throwing Strom through the glass wall across the room into the computers to his death. Finally, this monster, this creature of the night, leaps forward, releases an otherworldly sound, and is set free upon the world. In the years since I first saw this scene, I can't lie, it's lost its terrifying impact, but that's just what happens with time. But also in that same time, it's become more and more apparent why it had such a huge effect on me in the first place. This was my first true experience with horror in film, and that's why it's my one horrifying moment. So that was the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. It was a really fun one to make. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for all the new support on my previous video. It's popping off for some reason. And to all the new subscribers and everyone who watched it, thank you so much. It really means a lot. You don't understand how much it really does mean. Don't forget to like the video, don't forget to comment and subscribe and all that stuff. It really does help get my videos out there and help more people see them. So if you could do that, that'd be very helpful. Twitter and Letterboxd links are in the description, so you can check them out if you want to. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.